Hey everyone, welcome back. Heath Floor 1x5 Games, and today was supposed to be a pretty happy day. I was looking forward to finally revealing the Lego build that I'm doing for Brickworld. And some of you may not know, most of my friends do know that a few years ago, actually it was 10 years ago I believe, I built a Smolny Cathedral out of Lego in the Baroque style. And I fell in love with that type of architecture. So, and I also have a shit ton of medium blue Lego now, and just about every part variety you can think of. So, shortly after that, I decided to work on a project, Catherine's Palace, which can you see that there? Yeah, so I was building the Catherine's Palace. It's been a project I've been working on for many years now. Probably 6, maybe even 7. Might be going on 7. And this is a reversed image just because I'm doing the selfie video, but this is actually on the other side. But anyways, I was working on this for quite some time. In fact, I have completed this portion, this bridge, and the majority of this guy here. But you could see I still would have quite a bit more to do. And it was going to be roughly 14 feet, 14, 15, shit, maybe even 16 feet by almost 6 feet wide. So pretty significant Lego build. But as time went on, I realized I was running out of space. I wouldn't have a really good way of transporting it. And, of course there's costs involved, but, it's my hobby, so I have money that I put aside every month to invest in my hobbies or, just for play money, really. If I want to go get something, I have some money aside that I can go do that. Hopefully without breaking the bank, but my credit cards might say otherwise. So with all that in mind and running out of space and really time, building a project like that really kind of wears on you, starts to bear down on you. Especially, you're not completing a project. It's just a continuous project. You don't get that joy of finishing a project. And so it's been weighing on me considerably. I even moved to a new house, have a new Lego studio, pretty large, so I had a little bit more room. But still, it's still taking up considerable space in my studio even now. In fact, you can kind of make out behind me here. That is a whole thing of cardboard that I had planned to use to box it all up and ship it. And or it was most likely going to be transport. I was going to have to rent a U-Haul or something stupid to do that. And the more you think about it, the more you look at everything involved in it, the time, the money, just getting it out to Brickworld, or even getting display space like that at Brickworld would pose a pretty significant challenge. So I decided, all right, I'm going to abandon the project. All right. Of course, both of these buildings are in Russia, which, I thought we were pretty cool. I've watched enough Russian porn and drank enough Russian vodka that I figured, hey, what the hell, we're homies, right? So it's not that big of a deal. But in this climate, it's obviously taken a different turn. With that being said, though, my original goal for Brickworld this year was to finish a portion of that build and display it at Brickworld. But it was going to be a pretty significant piece anyway. And the piece that I was going to shine on was the Amber Room, which is a room in the Catherine Palace that's built almost entirely out of Baltic amber, I believe is Baltic. And the original room was devastated, and the Nazis, the real fucking Nazis, not the ones that everyone keeps trying to claim they are for whatever reason. The real Nazis went in there and stole all the amber, which was worth a significant amount of money. They hid it. We have no idea where it's at to this day. We have no idea if we'll ever find it either. There's been quite a few different theories and hunts and expeditions to try and dig up this amber, but so far, nothing. So what they did was they just recreated it based on old drawings and old photographs. They did a pretty damn good job, if you ask me. So, anyways, that was my plan this year, was to make that build. I was going to do like a cutout of that section with the amber room of the Catherine Palace, and it was going to be my ode to this project that I'm abandoning. Unfortunately, with the turn of events and what's going on in the world, Russia invading Ukraine specifically, I realized that no matter what I tell anyone, they're not going to believe that I've been working on this for the last 7 years. They're not going to believe that it's not a political statement. They're going to feel like I'm doing something, or I'm taking sides with the Russians and all this other shit. I mean, that's just how the world is anyway. Everyone tries to read deeper into your art than what's on the surface. And sometimes that's valid, and sometimes it's just a fucking awesome piece of architecture that I want to build. That's really the short of it. I really enjoy building Baroque style projects. And of course, like I said, I have enough of the color to... I think I could retire on medium blue, actually, if I was being honest. So with that being said, I decided to go ahead and put an indefinite pause on completing this project. The project that you guys have seen, I think I've posted 6 or 7 videos now. I'm just gonna have to pause that indefinitely. Things need to calm down. I don't blame the Russian people. It's kind of a challenge. I will always have wanted to visit Russia. I honestly think, like, our people in general, like, we could get along really well. I also read a lot of science fiction back in the day where a lot of the writers had scenarios where, it was Russia against US, but for whatever reason they would end up joining, and then turns out the Russians aren't as bad as you think they were, or as they're portrayed in other media. And I do think that's likely the case. I'm sure there's some hardcore Russians that believe what's going on is okay, and I also believe there's a significant amount who don't. Because in 2022, we really shouldn't be fighting each other. That's a different story. You can see the map over my shoulder. It actually pinpoints everywhere I've been in the world. And unfortunately, there's a big empty space in Russia. And so I've always imagined visiting these places, especially the cathedral, Smolny Cathedral, which is in Russia, and also Catherine Palace. Another thing I was going to build this year was some Fabergé eggs, because I really love those. But yeah, so I am putting this project on hold. I have decided to change my project, and I'm going to be doing St. Michael's. It's not a cathedral. It's St. Michael's Church in Kiev in Ukraine. Ukraine. So yes, that build will, and can be looked at as more of a statement. It is a statement. I do stand with Ukraine. I think that, they're just fucking badasses, to be honest with you. More power to them. They're just fucking shit up, and it's interesting to see. It's horrible to see. It's horrible to witness. The posturing that's going on from Russia is scary. We are going to go through some scary times. But I think once it's all said and done, and people have short-term memory, so I'll put this project up for a year or two, which sucks for me because now everything's gonna stay built up. But it's really not about me. It's about what everyone's going through in Ukraine. So I'm gonna do this building. It's still gonna be significant. I'll post a picture of it at the end, or I'll put it in the thumbnail, depending on. I'm gonna post this on all my social media, so it'll be on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I don't give a fuck about Twitter, but maybe I'll put it there too. Who knows? Oh, I'll just post a link on from Instagram. But yeah, we're gonna go through some scary times. I did just want to take a moment though and get behind the camera, step back from behind the camera, and just kind of get a heart to heart with you, let you know that the Russia thing, or the cathedral, the Catherine Palace, had nothing to do with me being pro-Russia. That is not the case in this environment. So unfortunately, a lot of people are going to feel a lot of pain, including in Russia, a lot of innocent bystanders because of, again, rich, old, well, in this case, white assholes who control, the world's economy, and it's quite scary. They're throwing kids out there. I served myself, so I understand the age range, and I understand what they're throwing out there, and it's just fucking scary. It's sad, and well, I could go on and on about it, but at the end of the day, we can only, do what we can to support our allies as much as possible. And, with all that said, I do want to make a point that not every country is innocent. I think every country has its own scars, if you will, and, their own guilt in certain areas. Ukraine is definitely not innocent in that. I think they have had a couple incidents in the past where they fucked up. The international community smacked their hand, said don't fucking do it again. And, they've changed course over the years, whatever. So I don't think Russia is lost. I think that we can change that. It's just that we're going to be punishing a lot of innocent people in the meantime. And, that sucks. That sucks all the way around. But right now, my heart and soul is with the Ukrainians. And yeah, I'm just not motivated to do the Amber Room right now. At the end of the day, I'm definitely not. I've lost any interest in it. The more I see and read about this conflict, the more pissed off I get. And that's a natural emotional response, I think. So, with that being said, I will be pushing forward with St. Michael's. I think it's a beautiful building. It's again Baroque style. It will have the medium blue, which right up my alley. I guess apparently that's the only color I could build in. And so those will be the new videos. I'm going to skip the foundation videos because I think I can crank it out relatively fast. The only difference here, it's still going to be about the same size, believe it or not. I've been working on the sketches and the measurements all weekend long, just trying to push that along as quickly as possible. And my goal is to kick out a new video on Friday. Cross our fingers, because it does take a lot of time and effort to get to that point. I usually take a month, sometimes 6 months, doesn't matter. But I'm rushing things. I'm kind of looking at it as I've lost almost 2 months of building time. Excuse me. And so I need to kind of gain that back. And yeah, that's about it. So next speed bid video will be hopefully me starting to build St. Michael's Church in Kyiv. Appreciate the support, folks. Always thank you so much for your time. And, well, let's get building. Until next time, cheers.